a best of one,
Yes.
this would be like a lot of times in best of ones you say anything can happen. Like Mineski versus a Secret, that's an okay upset. That's like that was a match if I'm not like assigning hindsight to or anything like that, was probably I would have said it's like especially with how Mineski looked and how Secret looked, I'd say like 70-30, 63 or 65-35. That would be pretty accurate, I think. Like most people would agree with that. But this one is
There's a big gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having Rezo in there, is that like it obviously helps, but is it the wild card they need?
I mean, potentially. Like we've seen this guy go off before at TI with that Empire team, but and he had Roger. Like that helped a lot. And FN was playing out of his mind too. This time around, it feels as though things just aren't gelling. It doesn't feel like anybody really wants to be in those games is the problem, Paul. Like they're not enjoying Dota. And when you're not enjoying Dota, like that's the difference. Is like VP is probably having like a blast. They're just rolling over every team. Affect that game, I think, where they went like 2-34 against Secret, that felt like that put them in a really dark place.
Yeah, it does. Why don't we dip into our community questions? Do you want a few more challenges?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because we haven't dipped in there today, have we? So let's take a look at this one. A Twitch emote that most accurately represents who you are as a person.
That's easy.
Okay.
It does apply to all three of us, more or less.
I am not versed in Twitch emotes.
Yeah.
How dare you, Jack? You call yourself the Chinese memester and you don't know Twitch chat emojis?
If I was looking for stream memes
right
for the
now,
Chinese scene,
right now,
Twitch
chat is going down with Bible thumps right now because you don't know.
They're not throwing down Bible thumps. I know what they're throwing down. I almost want to pull out my phone to just verify what I already. Jack, you really don't know what's going on here? Next question. Next question.
I'll tell what my favorite Twitch emote is, though. It's a recent one that I've seen because I was watching some VAR games on stream, and there's a couple ones for tomato, which is just like a tomato with a face. So that's cool.
Okay. I mean, I almost wish I could.
This guy's not
know.
honest. This guy's not honest. I'm sure
Why?
he knows. I'm pretty sure he knows what's happening.
I think he probably knows as well, but he's more versed in WeChat emojis, right? That's where the real deal is.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
They have so many of custom
goodness,
picture
they're
things.
amazing.
They have like a set for like all the Chinese casters as well.
Yeah.
With
That's next
sparkly
level.
letters.
That's next level.
Yeah,
that
it
is.
is.
That's original.
Yeah.
WeChat is amazing.
Yeah.
I preach about WeChat all day. But we have Twitch emotes to talk about.
What would you like?
I don't know. Let's go into the draft, shall we?
Okay. Nice.
Let's do that. 2 bans, one side, 3 the other. No Pango ban. What about Virtus.pro? Do you think Virtus.pro might pick it? Just have a bit of fun now they've seen it picked.
Yeah, why not? It's definitely not
Because
out
they
of
could
the
definitely do that, couldn't they?
Ooh.
Or they could just go, an ordinary Sand King.
Very,
Vanilla.
very serious.
This is like Ivan Drago mode. It's just like I'm just gonna break another team here. That's
18 minute
what
game.
it seems like.
Yeah.
So that they can go play basketball.
Okay. Well, the Gyro hasn't had the best of tournaments, it has to be said, but is continuingly being picked first 2. This time alongside.
This is just like a bunker siege. He's smiling. He's
smiling.
at
least they look happier than they did earlier.
Okay,
today.
it was just the expression of like.
Oh, there's a Crystal Maiden.
That is new.
I mean, the hero did get some buffs.
Yeah. It's also a very Virtus.pro CIS kind of hero too.
Because it's a support that speeds up the game. Because everyone, like how all the core players, they're just using this like clarity to run around the map, keep pushing out lanes. CM is just, it was when CM was picked a lot. That was what was happening. The game was really quick because you don't have this mana problem. You shove out the lanes, you keep going, you join the fights. It makes it really, really difficult for the opponents to play the pace of the game.
And now that clarities have been nerfed by 0.02 on the regeneration rate, perhaps there's room for the Crystal Maiden yet again.
Yeah,
something used against Chen and such as well.
So generally with CM, you want like what Lina, all the spammers like Lina, Death Prophet, Lashrock, Storm,
Queen Pain.
Hi guys.
Ramsey's trying to get everyone's attention.
Where's I wish we could see Solo right now.
Why? You want to see how serious is he? Or he's joining in the fun?
Arteezy's brother there in the foreground as well. Not enjoying himself that much. Did you see that shot, by the way?
Yeah.
That was fantastic, that was.
They look really similar.
They do have moments.
So they take out the Viper, Morphling. I mean, nothing too unusual about that.
Oh, I meant to ask you, by the way. What do you think about like the Luna versus Gyro interaction?
Do you think, what do you mean, like who is like the better matchup? You mean? How they match up wise?
A lot of people are picking Luna in response to Gyrocopter nowadays.
Secret's been picking Konka.
Yeah. That one they've talked about already.
I think Gyro is like in a lot of departments better than like, because they are very similar, because Gyro is like faster pace.
Yeah.
And Luna, you kind of like, your build out is, you don't get the BKB as fast as Gyro.
Mm-hmm.
And then so there'll be this kind of time window where the Luna doesn't want to fight against the Gyro and you lose your towers.
I see.
Unless like Gyro has like a bad laning phase and he has to play catch up.
Yeah, but people are picking the Luna into the Gyro.
It seems like Gyro, I mean, with like the cooldown nerf, it's like even more punishing now to commit that for like farming. Like you don't really want to do that. Whereas Luna doesn't have that issue for clearing stacks. And it also feels like with around like BKBs, like, I mean, both heroes have this issue, but you have to be a lot more careful without pre-BKB and fighting into a Luna. So.
Yeah, and the Doom there being picked against the Panda could also mean that they might want to go for the Terrorblade. That they pick Doom and Terrorblade together a lot, because they themselves, like VP, think that Doom is the answer to Terrorblade. Go for the Lifestealer instead. I mean, it's kind of like a hero that has innate BKB, like innate magic immunity. Really good against the Gyro, Dark Below.
It's good against all four of those heroes.
Yeah, pretty much. He just needs like a vehicle where they already have the Sand King.
Yeah. And I feel like this was an excellent Lifestealer pick.
And he also kind of like helps the CM, right? Because he doesn't like require babysitting, so you can just like jungle and farm away. That's what you want to do as CM.
Yeah, this hero is like notoriously bad at zoning out offlaners.
Well, how much damage does he has like what 30 over that, like not even 40 damage. Like
it's not
so
just that. It's like if you're level 1 and you use Frostbite, I guess the lane's over.
You have only one Frostbite.
Yeah,
at
and
level
then you're
1.
just done. If you don't immediately kill the offlaner with that, your game's ruined. Because you're level 1 CM for like a minute and a half and you don't get your aura.
And Lifestealer did have receive a nerf, I think, to the mana cost.
To open wounds.
Open wounds, right. So, I mean, not a hero that you traditionally think of as being afflicted by mana problems, but like early on in lane, if you do use like a set of spells, it feels like you don't have mana afterwards, or you have only enough left for one. And so then you don't have as much kill threat. So I think the CM, I guess, helps a little bit with that too.
Yeah, just very curious to see how CM does. You know, I'm quite a fan of the hero back then when she was picked a lot. I feel this hero has a lot of potential in the game, and right now they gave her this kind of buff. I'm just excited to see how she fares right now. They banned out the Lash, which is the spammer hero that you wanna have with CM. Obviously, there's still Lina. But I think when I was talking to Carl, he doesn't feel like Lina is like that strong even after the buff though. I don't know what you guys think, because I'm not a mid player. I feel like the buffs to Lina have been pretty nice. You know? The intelligence buff, the talent buffs.
Well, I played her like 2 weeks ago, like out of like a whim, because I was struggling with like Shadow Fiend matchups, and I figured like Lina would be fine, and she was great. Won like 4 games in a row. But then I lost one game and I realized what the problem with her is still. It's like, before in the past, remember when Lina was absurd, you would just get Yules and blow somebody up every time. But she doesn't have that insane amount of just like one-shot potential, and you die so fast on that hero. Like no matter how much net worth you have, it's so easy for you to die. She's such a glass cannon. But before, the cannon part was enough to like offset that risk anyways. Like people didn't really care because it was a very high chance that you just throw down like 1,400 damage on one hero instantly. But nowadays it doesn't feel as good.
Do you think there's another way to play the hero
though? I don't know, because everyone's doing like that Shadowblade stuff, right?
Yeah, Bloodstone, Shadowblade.
BKB. stuff like that.
Or you had the respawn talent. You can come in and just fearlessly drop all your spells and then come right back into the fight.
respawn talent was insane. That was incredible. It felt like no matter how many times you killed her, it's like, all right, well, I'm back.
That was the time of the last DAC. IG and
Yeah, that actually was.
running that. The Royal Guard, they called him, because he would just die to heal burning up.
Okay. Right. I guess we're finished with the draft, then even though we haven't got fifth pick. Oh, there we go. I was gonna be
getting
mean
really
then and
worried
do
that-
predictions and be like, right, predict after 4 each. That'll make it harder, won't it?
Do you think it's a good Storm game?
It's okay. It's kind of annoying against Dark Willow, but he doesn't really care that much.
About the other 3?
The other 3, it's like you're finding a gyro because you can always roll into the missile and you never get hit by it. Rubik is annoying-ish because the lift is instant and you do. What is it? The aura is
The
more
aura
annoying.
is also annoying.
Yeah,
Because you can't kill.
I always think I'm gonna burst this like 1000 HP Rubik, and I never do. It like throws off things a little bit. But they are. Oh, good discussion. Let's turn into that.
The visage.
Helm of Dominator hero. That's a. And the hero is like pretty good with that build, and with the recent changes to Grave Shield, that your familiars have the speed as well. The hero is in a pretty good state. As long as you don't get like some really bad matchup in the lane against a Brood.
Okay, Jack. Prediction time.
A real difficult prediction here, but unless something absolutely insane happens, I'm going to have to go with Virtus.pro.
Okay. Winter. Bear in mind you're currently at 1 and 373 or something.
Come on, that's not true.
Is it not? Am I just exaggerating
that?
now?
That is not
Okay,
true.
all
So
right.
I'm gonna improve my. I'm gonna have to improve my
Okay,
odds.
all right.
So I'm going with VP.
Right, this is based on your theory that you just go for the better team regardless of the
don't
draft.
go. Because if I look at the draft,
Right.
I feel like I kind of like
Quite
effects.
like. Okay. So 2 for Virtus.pro. Will, clean sweep.
I actually do kind of like Virtus.pro's draft or effects draft.
Yeah.
And Virtus.pro, they keep doing this thing where I feel like they're getting more and more bold. Like CM and Lena are not winning heroes. So you know what?
You're gonna lose at some point,
Yeah,
right?
effect. You're finally gonna break the spree against the best team here. It looks ridiculous when I see it on the screen. Whatever.
All right, Sergeant Blitz has gone for effect, and that is what his decision is. I think he's playing a bit of fun, but who knows? You know, they did have, after all, 0.5% chance of winning this game, according to Winter anyway. Let's see whether that can be overturned and whether they can pull off what would be an incredible win against the best team in this group. Let's head back to our commentary team who've swapped things up in there. Bo1, it's all yours.
Thank you, Red. Yes, I'm interested to see if Effect can win. If Blitz believes in them, anything is possible.
Not what I've seen, but perhaps.
Okay.
I think it's the opposite, actually.
But belief is a virtue that the fans of Effect don't appear to be able to have. So, yay.
I actually really like Effect's draft. I think the Visage has an awesome game here. Interesting. It'll be just see what happens. I like the ward effect. Resolution just plays. Yeah, 1 second.
Alright. Yeah,
Okay, sorry.
it's just
I
a...
had a bit of an echo. It's fixed now.
Okay, I was wondering why I was hearing myself back again. That was that was fun.
Yeah, we're good now. So,
Yeah, so talk about the ward.
well, it just prevents the Doom from playing in this lane and just eating this creep. It makes him go all the way back to his own woods in order to play bottom, and that's just really annoying for him. You see Roger, Boots and Pooled Tango is just going to grab this creep wave. It's something he does consistently when he plays Sand King, and it just guarantees that this Doom will get, like, at least a game, and it's something that's really important in Dota now. You need every core to be at least involved in the action.
I always, though, wonder like if Roger's pushing the issue too far. Both King R and Roger doing mirror stuff at the moment, but Roger has Madden along with him. So if they can get a pickup with telekinesis again, even though the cooldown's a long time, Roger, he's actually going to TP out inside the Radiant base is where he will leave. But it's King R who has the double creep wave up on top lane as the Dark Willow.
Yeah, and Solo smoked and looked to hunt the courier mid, wasn't able to get it. I don't mind that decision considering he can't do anything to stop the pull, much like the Rubik had no success. And he doesn't do anything till he does this, where he pulls, he's going to farm the hard
Is
creep.
Resolution dead? Down the trees, Pasha trying to reach him with Infernal Blade. Yeah, Resolution's pinging. He wants some help,
Whoa.
but he's got no help.
How did that happen?
Well, okay, so the double pull that was happening, Pasha just dove under the tower with Infernal Blade. Resolution never did any real damage. He never even leveled an ability. He's at level 2 right now with no Rocket Barrage, no Homing Missile, none of these things.
I assume he just dove with the creep wave. Why not just flak the wave?
That's a very good question, but as I said, Gyrocopter hasn't leveled up anything. Even now, he stands there, and it's not just a bug on my screen. It's Resolution, just not leveling anything yet. Okay, now he's going to go Homing Missile against Pasha, but they need to pick up. They got a huge creep wave on the bottom lane, so all the extra damage they require is going to be there. This almost feels like the old, like, block as many creep waves as possible, then push down towers with.
What does Dota become? There's just 3 creep waves on the tower.
Don't worry, it's just the way Dota gets played, right? Like, we'll change the meta in about 2 weeks' time.
There's 4 creep waves on the tower.
Who thought the last time that we would be here, like, we were in the stadium already, the players still playing back at the hotel, but the last time we were here, we saw Monkey King dominate the meta completely, and Invictus Gaming with the greatest team ever with Bobica, but now those things have changed as well. Everything that comes in Dota will still change again. Except for Virtus.pro just hunting more people. Roger has an Invis rune, waiting for Resolution, but they don't want to push Pasha out too early or else this gets a little bit too obvious.
Doom's almost going to be level 4 after this creep wave. Yeah. He was 1 when it got to his tower.
Oh, Cursed Crown holding back frames for half a second, but finally they've gone onto Resolution. That's a level 2 Infernal Blade. So Resolution copped so much damage, and he was controlled by both the Caustic and the Burrow Strike. They won't have actually they have Burrow Strike off cooldown now if they can close the distance. Nope. Madden just far enough away.
And what makes VP so great is how they adapt. They're always thinking on their feet. So once Pasha recognizes this hard camp is blocked, he just skips his Q entirely.
Afterlife is dead. There's almost nothing that can save him apart from the timing of the Cursed Crown. I say almost nothing. Okay, it's Shadow Realm to TP away to safety.
So good. I'm always impressed when people make decisions like that based on the specific game that they're playing, and that's what actually allows them to get that kill on Gyro.
Well, they're playing around now with SK. Roger being pulled in. He already used his Burrow Strike to be aggressive. The Homing Missile connects. Resolution, Rocket Barrage in half a second time. So Roger, Burrow Strikes up the hill and away from Resolution. One more hit will kill him. And the Orb of Venom, Fairy Fire from Pasha just rotates over.
Yep.
And Roger, even Munch on the Tango, get further away. And Madden, he wants to keep chasing this. He's going to go into the trees. Roger, Courier comes in. Okay, well, the Courier will be fine. Roger gets more consumables, and he has a regeneration rune for him. So he Burrow Strikes, turns around for the kill to work with Pasha. Can Madden? Yeah, Madden will be able to get the revenge. So could have played it safe and survived, but this is Virtus.pro. They don't play anything safe. Solo's in trouble up on top. There should be enough damage from King R. Ramsey's moving in. Solo's already used a Frostbite, and Roger, he only just died, but he's up on the top lane, TP'd in, he gets the double stun, and now it's Afterlife running from Solo and Ramsey's, while King R has Roger on his tail. Roger has Burrow Strike available, try and time it at the same time as the Cursed Crown, so they'll keep up with each other, especially with the Caustic finale slow. King will die inside the Dire jungle. If Solo can just close the distance, he's got Burrow Strike. That'll work. No one dies in the mid lane to Afro Ninja.
It was a good rotate over from the Rubik. Although, look at no one's CS mid. He has nearly every creep. He is absolutely crushing this Visage. And that's also, like, Roger died, right? But the respawn timers are so low, he's immediately ready to TP top. And that only happens because he died. You could argue it was good that that happened.
Okay, the pings came out just before this began. Roger doesn't have enough damage to kill him off. It's the 2 points up in the Gravekeeper's cloak, plus the 1 charge is available. But, okay, this feels very odd. So they pinged out when the Observer Ward was planted just at the northern side of the mid. It's now actually being dewarded by King R. But they didn't really react to it at all. And then they lose the Gyrocopter on bottom lane.
Yep. Doom is just so strong now. He already has phase boots, and he ate a wolf creep, so he's hitting for almost 150 already. Going for a Soul Ring as well, which is strange since he has the CM aura, but I imagine he's going to get some creep he'll use to cast spells with, and then it'll pay for itself.
Oh, Infestation. Roger and Solo, well, they just close the distance in the mid onto Afro Ninja, and with no one already in position, they put down the Bramble, but VP walking almost circles around it. Solo gets caught by half of it, going for the Cursed Crown target. King R does at least get Roger, but he'll lose his life. Yeah, he does lose his life for this underneath the tier 1.
That game going about as you would expect, I think. VP just dominating in pretty much every lane.
Yeah, it's all out brawls. Afterlife's going after Solo. No one has to use the Light Strike Array to create space, but it comes a little bit too late. And Crystal Maiden is worth almost 400 gold. You know you've got problems.
And bottom lane Doom with the top net worth in the game at the moment. He's chasing the Rubik down.
Courier. Shields! Shields on Courier! Okay, Courier has shields. Madden dies under the tower. And Pasha just starts his TP away to safety. It was King R coming behind him trying to stop the gank
He
of
might
Virtus.pro.
He has 6 in a second. He could look to dive this Doom when his fire comes up if he hides. Doom does. They don't know Doom is 6 just yet, so he might wait here. Just kidding, there's ward.
Yeah, now they know. Yep, Madden, pick him up, throw him down, and Pasha, what do you want to do? SK's rotating back over. They put down the Bramble. Doom gets caught by it. He does not have Scorched Earth available. And the movement speed from the phase boots was a little bit too late.
He bought before he died, though. Good discipline, so he loses nothing. Finishes a Bracer. He'll be going drums. Mid lane, no one finishes phase boots. He looks to go Yules, and I like that Ramsey's choosing to go for the Armlet this game over the Radiance Rush, which I am still not really a fan of.
Is all lifestealers actually going Radiance Rush these days?
Most of them, yeah. I've seen the Armlet build like once or twice. It's mostly with Tumberman and Ramsey's.
Afterlife's dead on top. Solo's already there, going to get the Frostbite off, and yep, goodbye to the Brewmaster.
He had split. He just chose to die instead.
Yeah. I don't think he saw the Crystal Maiden coming in from the side. Ramses was going to kill him anyway.
Weird. I mean, I feel like teach their own.
Just don't want to burn the ability. It is a long cooldown for him. Level 1 at 140 seconds. So
you can kill the CM with it is the thing, or at the very least, it's just better. It's always better to use the spell than to die there. I feel he knows there's a ward there now, but look at this perfect setup.
And they see him coming in. Like we'll see if he splits this time around. There's 4 heroes from Virtus.pro. They changed that. He started the split. You can see the arms going up into the air, but no one's Light Strike Array cancels it. Effects. Hoping to get some kind of rebuttal into the mid with the aggressive ward planted between the tier 1, tier 2 tower, but all of Virtus.pro are rotating. Smoke to move even quicker, in through the rear, TP aggressively in from the lifesteal. They already get the slow onto Apo Ninja, Light Strike Array as well. The Familiars making it a little bit more difficult for Virtus.pro to get closer towards effect, but a little bit more difficult is not impossible. The Burrow Strike's right on the target, getting both Familiars, and this is surgical from Virtus.pro.
They're so good. So they weren't smoked when they went to hunt the Brew, and because Brew TPs in and dies, they know there's no vision. They get the kill, immediately smoke mid, lifestealer TPs. It's so fast, and not many teams can play with this face as efficiently as VP does.
Yeah, this is why the panel can sit there and talk about, okay, yeah, the draft is good for effect, like Virtus.pro are getting more bold with every game that goes past, but when you can play at this tempo, when you can play at this level, and it's on heroes that they all feel very, very comfortable with, you can understand why they're getting more aggressive, more bold. And that's going to make them very difficult to play against. Like, the amount of data you're going to get from Virtus.pro during the group stage has to be so low, just because they've never really been tested.
Yeah, they really haven't. I mean, the last couple of LANs, they haven't even been tested. They 3-0'd the last final they played in, and in their own words, the only team that seems to really give them a challenge is Liquid.
Yep.
Although I think Secret on Form is the same, but I mean, we've been talking about that trio of teams for quite some time now.
There is a reason why at the very top of the boards leading into TI that they are the top 3: Secret, VP, Liquid.
They just have the curse to contend with. Maybe that's like the saving grace of Dota 2, is that VP can't possibly win this year, as it is China's turn.
That's oh yeah, that's right. We've got that split coming out. They're after no one. The Burrow Strike from Roger creating a little bit more space, and Ramsey's in the middle of it. They'll get the Doom off. No one still being chased underneath the tier 2 tower, somehow surviving, but not enough. It's Effect Afro Ninja who gets the kill eventually.
Perfect stun.
Roger just times it. Come back in from the Bruise split. So poor No One's the one who gets to say well played. He is the sacrifice.
Another thing VP does really well is always rotating properly. So they had 4 mid earlier, but in the meantime Doom was farming bottom lane. This time they bring all 5. They end up winning a decisive fight even against the Bruise split.
So Ramses has Armlet completed 11 minutes into the game. What's Roger? Roger's just going to go for the Urn of Shadows. How's Doom looking? Doom has... looks like his drums are coming out in the crew at the moment. Yeah, they're going up on top. Didn't think actually much would come of it
Doom on
until King R just... Okay. Doom is out. You can terrorize them back. The fear onto Rogers. They find the kill. And then back underneath the tier 1 tower. Lena, doomed up, running into the trees. Goes to the life striker, actually connects onto the Rubik. But effective here in force. They brought 4 heroes up to this top lane to ensure they can get themselves a kill. Ramses may feel confident enough to fight this. Now he can armlet toggle, but he'll need friends. He'll need heroes to TP in. SK can't do it. His is on cooldown. Same thing for the Doombringer. Crystal Maiden's the only hero who can TP to the top lane right now. But Ramses looks like he feels confident enough to stand here. Rages up, goes after Resolution. He doesn't have the Infest, but now he has the Crystal Maiden arriving. Solo, Frostbite, so Gyrocopter can't run away. And he will actually lose his life for this. Really feels like Virtus.pro are playing very flippantly. They'll get a double Burrow Strike out, but Ramses, controlled by these Mud Golems as well as Familiars, he has to rage once more. Looking for a good target, but doesn't have the open wounds to keep the distance close.
Yeah, I mean, a little over-aggressive, but in the meantime, the Doom's still just pressuring bottom. There's a Brew down there now, but it's more about defending the objective, so they keep the tower alive. And I like Ramses' decision. He ults to avoid the first Cursed Crown, which then allows him to rage and secure the kill on the Gyro. If he rages, he'll be forced to run away. They have to sacrifice the tower.
Going again on Ramses. Rages, dodges with King R's attack, plus the Mud Golem Shard. Little rock, pebble, whatever that thing is called. Hurl Boulder. That's what it's called.
I'm concerned for effect because almost like they have no real answer to Lifestealer in this game, and he can just open wounds the Gyro or the Visage or the Brew, and like he always threatens a kill, and then they have Doom for another target. So they just have a far easier time finding fights, whereas in order to win a team fight, effect need Brew Split, and they have to commit it really early. They do have the Dark Willow though.
Virtus.pro are smoked up. They're going to come in behind Afo Ninja as well as Resolution. Rezo's been showing himself quite clearly on the lane. So they want to try and survive this, but okay, Rubik, at least he can keep the Lifestealer out of this play. The Doom is on the Gyrocopter, so he's being removed for this game. For this fight at least, Roger actually gets his epicenter off. Afo Ninja, with all those stuns around, I thought he was probably going to be interrupted, but no. All that damage gets into Afo. Gyrocopter, the Doom is barely about to wear off. No one doesn't reach him with the Dragon Slave or the Light Striker Raid. So Resolution with Drum Charges has a little bit more time to play around. Gets the call down, but he can't survive that. Both the cores were pretty much under full control. Virtus.pro only loses support to gain both of them.
Two key things is that while they smoked, they placed this really good ward up top on this hill again. It wasn't sentryed before, so why would they get it this time? And before Solo dies, he places this ward over here just for the team fight. Something VP does really well is to just play around Vision. They also got the resummon on Visage and killed both birds, so he is very ineffective now.
I don't think you really want to be here after Life Soul lets the ulti go. At least you get the pick up from the Rubik. Thought he's going to steal and try and return it back in, but he doesn't have the mana for it, so he just holds the rage and runs away from the Lifestealer. Allowing them to get the kill onto the Crystal Maiden, and maybe for the first time in a long time, they can get away with this. Get a kill without losing a hero.
For now.
Okay, no they don't. Yule Scepter, Light Striker Ray will connect. Ramses has all the mana with those one charges just frequently being given back to him.
He's going to go for the Sanjin Yasha next. I like that choice. Whenever you're ahead like this, it's so good, especially against a Gyrocopter. You don't get kited nearly as hard if you could just chase him down, stay on top of him. And Rezo's so behind, even though he's top on his team. Just doesn't feel that way if you look at the heroes he has to play up against.
Yeah. The Gyrocopter's always meant to be in front, right? You're meant to have stacks to work with. Like, he's at least got a double stack on one of his Ancients, but that's not that much to go with. Rubik, successful TP out of bottom lane. No one had Disable available. Actually, no one may have actually had Disable available. I think that Yule Scepter was ready.
He had Rage TP.
Okay, that's why. So no Disable available.
And in the meantime, Pasha's just rushed a Blade Mail. Looks like he'll be going for a Shadow Blade next. I like the choice though, because Gyrocopter and Willow have a hard time like not dealing damage once they cast their Flak or their Bedlam. So you can kind of just tank the spells for your team. And if you look at the draft of VP, like Doom, Lifestealer, both approaching 2,000 HP, and it's 50 minutes into the game, so it's going to be really hard to try and take either of them down.
suppose this is a team that doesn't really need to have like that mech carrier for the off-lane. Trouble for the Brewmaster. They're going to Laguna him down. And, okay, King he was hiding Semele inside the trees, but there was an observer on the hill that saw everything. So he just throws out his Terrorize. They're feared but stunned up and going nowhere. No one has the range and position. Ramses can break free back in towards mid. Roger on the run, homing missile. Back underneath the tower, they're going to chase it down. Here's your call down, trying to create some space. Roger takes way too much damage. That one flat cannon hit, able to reach him and giving Resolution that last hit in, but Pasha, way too strong. Potential denial won't happen. The Infernal Blade from Pasha actually interrupts Matten, so he had no chance to actually get the denial out.
Man. VP is just so good. Like, he recognizes that Gyro is going to die to the fire plus Doom, and then and you can see Rubik hesitate to look to deny Gyro. So he just kills him instead with the Infernal Blade, and it's just such a, they're just so quick. All of them.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about, I think it was like OG we were talking about in the green room while the games are going on this morning. And we're talking like, okay, so which players are having problems, which players need to step up in order for this team to work. And then you look at a team like Virtus.pro and you say like, yeah, this guy's so quick, this guy's playing beautifully. Roger was a fantastic pickup for them. Like, for me, he was the highlight of the old Na'Vi roster. And now he's just syncing so well with all the timings of Virtus.pro that they're aggressive, reflexive team. It almost like it feels like a flashback actually to Alliance. Remember when Alliance used to be able to just pick absolutely anything and they would always win? I was like back shortly after they won TI.
Back in the 90s?
Wow.
Just the
wow.
NSYNC had their day too.
Wow. Oh, hey. Sorry, Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys is the level they were at, not NSYNC. Come on, at least give Alliance some level of credit. Burrow strike onto the bottom river. Brewmaster's in trouble. Afterline, he's forced into a split.
Look, and they're already backing. It's great. Yep. Look at that.
And Ramses will go into it now. Raged up, wants to kill off Resolution. They were backing up for half a second. The T1 tower's already fallen on the bottom lane. And with the pickup called down, Ramses is in real trouble. Pasha wants to run in. The Burrow strike is nice, puts Roger on a cliff, however. But he's covered underneath the sandstorm, which will now be gone. Observer and Sentry on the hill. That's why he wasn't really under any real cover. But the Infernal Blade, Afro, Clap, it's working for Afterlife. Virtus.pro, they got a lot of low players, and Resolution now wants to try and capitalize. Needs this money, especially the kill on No One. It would mean so much. The Soul Assumption, it's not enough. Into the trees, down to 40 HP. No One visible to Afro Ninja's familiars. They'll find the kill on him, and Virtus.pro lose practically everybody. As Roger is the sole survivor, and Effect can keep pushing. They're looking to the tier 2 tower.
There's all this ward placed during that fight. Gives total vision of the bottom area of the map. Makes it way easier to take that engagement, but VP getting a little over aggressive. I think Ramses could have probably looked to just back away towards eventual teleports, but chose to like man up on the gyrocopter through his rage, and then he's like, oh wait, I'm in trouble, and he died.
Yep. No infest target, no nothing. So, Effect, able to get a good advantage out of this one. They were falling behind. It's about 7,500 to 8,000 net worth going the way of Virtus.pro, but this is now swinging back up to about 4,000 net worth. And the experience is to 2K. So, Effect, having Resolution as a real hero, the damage output is going to be there. Visage is still very difficult to kill. As they search for more control, he's going to go Rod of Atos style build. Trouble for the Rubik. Sent up in towards the air. The Bramble might create enough space for him to die. I went for the optimistic approach for that call.
Yeah. One thing about VP, I think in Dota 2, there's a lot of first mover advantage where the team that's playing aggressively, the ones that are making the smokes, placing the earlier wards, like they always have an advantage. And when you have 5 players that can play that style very well, it allows them to just like crush through games. But the one downside, yep, so this is the engagement. So you can see Ramses is just going a little too aggressive onto Gyro, and then he's like, oh, I'll hit Rubik, and then his team isn't here yet. And this is the downside of this aggressive style, where all of a sudden you're engaging just a little too early, and now you're all here, you're committed, but you've lost your lifestealer, and this fight's now unwinnable, but they're going to try to take it anyway, and they're punished.
Just because it's Virtus.pro. They'll always believe they can get it away. So, really fantastic fight for Effect. There's going to be a nice turning point for them. And they're actually going to take this momentum that they claim to the bottom lane into Roshan. So they want the Aegis, the Immortal. They've got King doing a bit of a scout. And it looks like Virtus.pro also haven't realized the time. Virtus.pro knew Roshan obviously was up. And they were around Roshan themselves, but now they give Aegis the Immortal to Resolution. Effect of being armed with everything they need to contest every fight against Virtus.pro. The question will be, can they get the initiation off as VP now smoke to wrap around?
DD bottom.
Well, that's even going to be better for him. Pasha is the one man to claim it. There's your jump in. Infestation. They're looking for the Brewmaster, who gets the split off. Virtus.pro's, that initiation is not what they're looking for. Crystal Maiden dies in the tree line. You got the Doom onto the Gyrocopter, but there's no one to really keep the pressure up on him. And now it's Pasha, trapped in the mid, surrounded by all of that control. And even Roger, with the epicenter damage, Visage won't die. Ramses is trying to do the best he possibly can. Terrorize from the back lines, create some space, but Ramses on the run, lies struck away from no one. There's your space creation. But Aegis Immortal is still more powerful. Bramble goes down once more. VP thought they can get into the tree line. It won't happen. Look at that movement from Resolution. He just wants to keep running. Solo will stop it with a Frostbite. And back to the Tier 2 tower. Virtus.pro, again, not the fight they were looking for, but it's the best one considering the Aegis the Immortal.
Dark Willow's doing so much work in these fights. The Brambles, like the damage output of Bedlam. It's just... I can't wait for a couple Thursdays from now. I really hope to see this hero featured prominently on the list.
Oh, you mean because Techies is going to come in? That's why you can't wait for a couple of Thursdays from now?
Please no.
A hero a week, a hero every 2 weeks, boys. So this that fight, again, in towards the mid. So the initiation comes, and then Brew gets the split.
Yep. They just didn't have the follow-up. If they kill Brew there, they're winning this fight 100%. But that's the downside of initiating on a hero like Brew. Same with heroes like, Tide, where if you try to kill them before their spell and they get it off anyway, all of a sudden, you're in a really shit position in the team fight.
We're back into life now with the mid initiation onto Roger. He doesn't have Burrow, Sand, or Blink available, but he'll have no one. That will be enough.
And Rezo's BKB, 1,000 gold away. That's a big timing for his team. Pasha choosing to doom him during that fight to limit his damage output, but of course the Brew split and his squishy heroes on the side had already died. I believe Solo bought back in that fight. I'm not sure if he die-backed. He did buy back.
Yeah, he bought back, and no, I'm not certain. I don't remember the end of it. No, he was alive underneath the tier 2. He didn't go down again. But I think Solo was still kind of annoyed. Like, he got pushed back at the very second. I'm fairly certain he wanted to Frostbite the Brewmaster and keep that control going. Top lane, Pasha. Did anybody bring detection? No, they did not.
That's
Goodbye.
a Willow mistake. You gotta have dust.
No, but he's been doing a pretty damn good job. You can give him this one.
Nope.
No?
Nope, no excuses.
No
Your
mercy?
support.
Wow.
Your gold's for the team.
Wow. I did not think we're seeing eye to eye on this one. Mercy is always granted. Bloodstone up on no one, so that's his item of choice after getting the Yule Scepter. This could be punishing for Virtus.pro if they start if they continue to lose heroes in the engagements.
The issue is right now they don't have much physical damage outside of the Lifestealer. And he's about to finish Deso, but his damage output, he really needs to be raged to do anything in these fights. There's so many methods of control. He can be thrown up in the air. He can be stunned by every hero on the enemy team. Like, he only has the rage for burst. So if they don't land a couple of kills in that window of like maybe a Lina ult, a stun on top, whatever,
Yep.
he's going to just get kited and or die.
Yep. And Dark Willow's going to make sure of it. She just picked up a Blink Dagger to go with the Veil of Discord.
And Visage has a Solar Crest, so if his whole job is to target the Lina. If he gets on top of him, like, Lina goes to 0 armor. When he's Solar Crested, negative armor, actually. So he'll just explode to the Flat Cannon and the birds. Wolf Creep picked up by Visage as well.
Speaking of exploding, no one. There's your attack, jumping straight in. Feared up, locked up, and perfectly controlled. This is what I was worried about with those Bloodstone charges, already down to 9 on the Lina. Effect. They're in full hunt mode. That's only, like, do you just still say the Bloodstone is still great to pick up when you, obviously he's got it at 24 minutes, like, timing is not terrible.
I don't like the Yule's Bloodstone. I think he needed to itemize for more survivability. Even just like a Force Staff would help him a lot in this game, but he needs armor and a BKB, and he just went really selfish items. And, well, not selfish, but greedy. And as you can see, like, if he gets initiated on, the Lina will just die, and they don't have enough save for him. You also don't really need the Bloodstone when you have a CM on your team, I feel, to accelerate.
She's got 27.9 mana regeneration at the moment. That's pretty damn good for Alina.
Yep.
Effect, going to push up the mid. Tier 2 tower has a big bullseye painted on it because it's the last remaining outer tower that Virtus.pro own. So VP, like, this really is the most they've been tested. It does feel like they've put themselves in this position as well, but Effect have made the most of everything they were given. You shouldn't click that now.
I didn't know if I don't want to interrupt. I feel like I can give information.
No,
Is that not ideal?
it goes to everyone when you do that. So let's not do that one.
Oh, wait, it
Jump
does?
in, Roger gets the double burrow strike. Nice strike array follow up. They almost killed off the Dark Willow. Priority target #1 for Virtus.pro. Resolution still with that BKB flag cannon. Does some good damage, but not enough to get a kill. In fact, he's the man that's probably going to die. Pasha is moving so quickly with the epicenter. Roger will slow him down. We can move back over to the Visage, who was doomed up that entire fight, locked down by Ramses. And the second you think Virtus.pro are being tested, think again. Effects have been wiped from the face of the earth.
How did that even happen? That was the perfect fight. They're on the high ground. They have a DD on gyro, and then they get rolled.
Yeah, that's one of those team fights we can watch it get in slow motion just to relive it. And if they're going to lose familiars as well.
Man, I've seen like JV versus varsity basketball games that are more competitive than that team fight.
Would you like to do a non-American reference?
That was like
Yeah?
Germany versus America in the World Cup. No, that doesn't work. Never mind.
Australia versus Germany football team. There you go, everybody.
Yeah.
Actually, Australia can do half decent, but they'll never win. Bottom lane, solo. It looks like King R is trying to go for a bit of a solo kill onto solo, and he will be able to achieve it. And the thing is, it's worth it right now. 463 gold again for a kill onto a Crystal Maiden. The Burrow Strike follow-up. And, hide yourself out, terrorize them away. They're going to keep following you, though, because BKB from Pasha protects him.
All he had to do was cancel the blink with his fire. If he gets feared, he might not be able to do that. It was well played. I still can't believe VP just crushed through that fight so hard. Like, they're just in a winning position in the game now. They play for second Roche. If they get that, now the Bloodstone starts to pay for itself. Blink picked up on no one.
So here's that fight that happened again in the mid lane. So the double Burrow Strike up on the hills, and they just deleted.
Yep. The Dark Willow should not be standing there, to be fair. I think he's just... You can't get caught out like that. If he survives, I think this fight can be totally different, but it's also no one's BK... Or not no one, but Pasha's BKB. Allows him to just run through the engagement, give tons of vision. He gets the Doom on the perfect target of the Visage, and it just makes the fight easy. And of course, Roger setting up the double Burrow.
It's like all the effect... All the control that Effect had just was not effective. I was looking for a better word, but I couldn't find it.
Good God.
Yeah, I know.
Low-hanging fruit.
Freaking just tier 1 caster. Goodbye, Madden. He just TP's out.
Now you have some serious problems. If you're Effect, the Visage chose to go for a pipe, so he's not going to scale very well at all. And it's now just all on resolution to do enough damage to win the game for his team. And as we discussed, like, everyone's just so tanky at this point, and he has so much. There's so much burst on the enemy side that it's very hard for him to ever commit to a team fight. Brew going for a Vlad's and now an Aether Lens, so he's falling off. It's pretty much the Willow and Rezo show.
Bottom lane, Roger has the infested Lifestealer inside of him. Resolution's already burning the shrine. They probably want to have that. Now Virtus.pro may feel a little bit more confident to fight underneath it. As they have the vision, the jump forward. Rubik was used up. The timing not quite right there from Virtus.pro. Rubik able to survive, still has Rage available too. They jump in further. The Brewmaster split is out. Crystal Maiden not a part of this fight. As Resolution goes down, Effect turn their attention over towards No One, but he'll blink away to safety. Solo will not be so lucky. Homing missiles, Rock Golem throwing at him, and he thought he was safe inside of a Ghost Scepter, but that's not the case. Visage did die for it, so it's a 2-for-1 trade-off.
Posh is just dooming him and running him down. There's nothing Visage can do to survive.
Next Roshan will be up in about a minute's time. So, Effect, they would love to be able to claim a second one. And, oh, okay, they'd love to claim Tombbringer. Walking straight through, Roger comes in for the epicenter. So at least they get a revenge kill into Dark Willow. No one lining up Madden, but Resolution's now going to arrive. Rubik hiding inside the Shadow Amulet. They can't see him, they can't kill him. Madden actually brings in the damage too with the Stolen Dragon Slave. Effect, knew Roger was nearby, landed the clap, but couldn't keep the vision up. So Virtus.pro again, down a couple of heroes. Effect will finish off the mid tier 2 tower, and then they'll look towards Roshan.
No one bought out items for his BKB before he died. Something I've seen VP do now 3 times in this game, where they buy out just before dying, and it really helps reward their playstyle, where it's a lot of trades, a lot of kills and deaths. If you spend your money before you die and you don't lose any, it's like preventing an extra kill almost, because the death penalty is so high whenever you're this high level.
Mass TPs are coming in from Virtus.pro. He's got Blink Yules to potentially lock down Resolution, but all bait out the 8-second BKB charge. Roshan is spawning up in 2 seconds. Affected check the pit. But now no one is fully aware of it. I gotta stop using that word. There is nobody who is currently aware of Roshan.
We can get you Paul's Thesaurus if you want. Keeps
no,
it in his
I'm
pocket.
not allowed to learn English. That's going to hamper my abilities as a commentator. Well, they're smoked up. Effect. They are going to slip inside the pit. So Virtus.pro, let's see if they do get to react to this. They had no vision of the smoke whatsoever. There's a sentry ward down in front of the pit, so Effect can get some information if Virtus.pro want to come in close. And the pings are coming. Roshan is low, down to 1/4. They need to finish this quickly now, Effect, before Virtus.pro can get anywhere close to it. And actually, what am I saying? Rams is all the way in the bottom. No one's all the way up on the top. VP are in no position to contest Roshan.
They are hitting item timings, though. AC finished on the Lifestealer. No one about to finish his BKB. Blink Dagger picked up on CM to go with the ward and the smoke. So I expect them to run it Effect, even though they're playing into the Aegis.
No. But Resolution's also going to be getting his Butterfly. You've got Brewmaster, very hard to nuke down when he went for the Aeon Disc style build. Afro Ninja, he's slowly getting towards the Orchid. I say slowly, he's about 1,000 gold away from completing it. So they need a little bit more time here, Effect, to make all their items work and then to even deliver them out.
It's like VP has map hack on, though. You see the line drawn by Brewmaster, and they're just going to intercept and immediately initiate on the
It's just so obvious, and there's no vision. They just jump in. The perfect double burrow strike. Madden is gone. The Doom is already out too. So once again, the target being removed. The Afterlife this time around. Aegis Immortal has burnt down, so Gyrocopter back to one living. Range close the distance. No one commits Laguna Blade as well. Resolution just has nothing to give when the BKB is gone, and Roger just double after double. This man never takes a single shot. The Brewmaster is the only one to be alive, and that's because he brought back to try and get involved in the fight, but it was over before he could even finish his TP.
Yep, that fight's all about the initiation. They get the Rubik for free. While they try to kill the Brew, he gets doomed immediately by Pasha, and that's all she wrote. And once the Brewmaster's doomed, there's no way you win this team fight.
You know, there was a guide that was out there about like Virtus.pro's vision game, about their wards, but I don't think it even matters. Even blind, Virtus.pro just use the force and just wreck everybody. No one, maybe a little bit too deep, familiar stuns, 16 Bloodstone charges, but no, they forced to hop him up, and then you can burrow strike through the rest of it. Pasha, he's focusing on the Earth Bruling. They're back far enough, but this is a mid push now. Familiars can't do much more, couldn't drop to the deck in time. And 3 heroes without buyback means Virtus.pro claim mid-racks.
They just do all the little things right. The right item choices. Even before that last team fight, Pasha picks up a Wolf Creep. So now his Lifesteal Arena hits so much harder.
That's over 300 damage a swipe from Ramses. They claim 2 lanes of racks. Effect. Well, how do you want to fight this one? BKB and Rage TPs?
So fast.
And Virtus.pro are gone. And no risk as well. Like, even no one burned his 9-second BKB to TP out. He wasn't even inside the base. He was back on the far stairs.
It's... You can... I really hope more players and teams just watch these replays. Look, yeah, there's nothing much to say about this fight. The BKB usage is perfect. Double BKB, the Rage, the Doom on the Brew, so he's dead. They killed Gyro after they killed the Rubik. The birds are dying. Like, it's just, they're just doing it perfectly.
Resolution feels like he's made of paper as well. Like, he had his BKB up, and Ramsey just shredded him apart. And when he comes back to life again, then they just use the magical combination they've got. It's...
Nothing you can do. And there isn't really much to say. I hope more teams watch VP play, because I think you can learn a lot from just their item choice, their decision making, their map movement, the way they play around vision. Like, they do all of the little things right, and it makes it so that, like, even these games where they're behind, it feels like they always have an idea of what do we have to do to win.
Yep.
And even what do we have to do in the next 15 seconds? Like when they kill the bottom racks and then they're immediately rage, BKB, TP away. It's fast, it's crisp, and they don't leave room for the enemy team to capitalize on any advantage.
Yeah. And this is where now, like, Effected really being tested. It did look a little cloudy from Virtus.pro in the first 10, 15 minutes, but Effect, they at least have some things to work with. Like, this isn't a terrible gyrocopter at the moment. Like, yeah, he needs to finish up his butterfly. He also needs money for buyback. He's short. So there's his butterfly. So he's got 800 gold short of buyback.
Well, I thought he had finished it.
No, he didn't actually complete it before the team fight started. That's what I was talking about, where Effect were pushing up and they didn't have these items done when VP started the fights. Like now you have the Orchid on the Visage. Now you actually have the Butterfly, the Gyrocopter. But all of that wasn't there. Like half of it was being transported up, but not all the pieces.
Yeah, I thought he had everything but the evasion piece. And I thought he had bought it. I didn't even realize it was not on his hero yet. But that's like a perfect example. VP finishes like 3 major items and they run for a team fight, and there's still 2 waiting in the wings for the effect. So even though the game was like mostly even, they're really like 10,000 go behind because these 2 items are complete. Maybe 8.
Effect now into defense duty. They still have that little bit of a hindrance on the bottom lane. The fact they lost their melee rack, so this lane will push back in eventually.
Now there's an MKB on the Lifestealer. Well, butterfly timing means nothing anymore.
Yep.
Shiva's on the Doom.
But they need to make the Orchid work then from Afo. It's more problematic, at least for the Lifestealer, if he just wants to run in.
It's just not sure how you win this game if you're Effect now. You're kind of waiting your base. I mean, actually, I lied. I do know how you win. You get a throw from VP and you pick up the Rapier.
Done. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. Okay, they have to still buy the Rapier themselves. There's no way VP can buy it for them. But they're giving the cash to Resolution. So he's 1,900 towards the Radiance. Towards the Rapier.
I just don't know if VP is going to make the same mistakes other teams have made in this spot. I feel like they'll just collect the Roche that spawns in 2 to 5 minutes. Maybe.
They'll have Refresher Shot as well for this Roshan. So that means either double BKBs for whoever takes it.
It's double Doom, double Shivas. It's like the perfect Refresher Shard hero, especially when you go with this item build.
He just had to drop Shadow Blade. That'll be it.
And they're playing this right. Like, you can kill Effect if they run out of their base, but there's no reason to force things. You're in a prime position to win the game. So, but as you can see, Roger being disciplined, he's just going to continue, scout high grounds, kill any wards that might have been placed by Effect. They are effectively now trapped in their base, and that's all.
Madden had to be feeling that one right there. But Crystal Maiden has a BKB. Like, even if he was feeling the telekinesis grab on the solo, you'd BKB and you'd probably lose the fight.
He has maxed out Freezing Field along with the talent. So
yeah, he's looking for the big ultimate. And this will be a glorious ultimate from solo once he finishes the Aghanim Scepter.
I'd love to see him just like BKB and blink in and just go. They have now 1 ward in the base, another on the enemy high ground up top. But as you can see, they're just playing around. Ramses is farming both ancient camps. They're farming both side lanes, and then they kind of collect around the mid lane as like 3 heroes just to keep the lanes pushed in, but also maintain safety by playing close to one another. Except for Solo, who is Solo.
He was waiting out. He actually just lost the Gem of True Sight. Also, Crystal Maiden walking around with that. Before they actually have another one. Yeah. There's one on the Sand King, so it goes both ways. Who was able to recover that? So it was the one that Madden bought originally is now on Afterlife.
Yep. Roche spawns in 20 to 320. So again, they'll just chill.
They're buying time. Okay, maybe Gyrocopter's not going to go for the Rapier anymore. He's got Satanic in the quick buy.
He's got Rapier. I know Reza.
You sure?
100%.
So he's just trying to fool us with his quick buy. All right, so we're going to get our Roshan spawn timer. Let's see who's going to have the advantage here. It's 1.5-ish minutes. So both sides will be looking to play around this, which means establishing vision.
Yep, their only real play, I actually think they need Rapier to win a fight, and then they can utilize that to maybe win a fight with Roche. Wait, he bought an ultimate orb. Is he going Manta or something?
Who are you talking
Scotty?
about?
The Gyrocopter.
Really? Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, he's sitting on Lincoln Sphere now. That's Lincoln's. He's trying to get away from the Doom. But then Doom is also building Refresher Orb. If he gets the shard, then you're looking at even more Dooms to throw out. The only problem is he doesn't have a good mana pool for it. Top lane, stuns are out. They were looking for who... She's been walking around inside of Invis for a while. A quick blink, Dark Willow. She's a little bit further south. Pasha looking to find her into the Shadow Realm, trying to banish them away. Meanwhile, back inside the base, or just outside the base, the Rubik drops down to the rest of the Virtus.pro engagement. King R, Laguna out. And they can maybe get a revenge kill. Solo in the mid lane, but Epicenter, Rogers prepping it. Jumps in, gets the Burrow Strike all by himself. Aphro Ninja still has the pipe available. Being frostbitten up, Ramsey's looking to put that damage in. Aphro being held in invis by the Glimmer Cape, but it won't work when the Gem of True Sight still on the front lines. And the Tomb onto the Gyrocopter. At least he got his BKB off before it and then returns back into his base. But with Afterlife dying outside, and he has buyback. In fact, they both have buybacks. They can commit it to hold their top lane of Rax, but it does really feel like the inevitable march to victory for VP.
They have Doom on Rubik.
Oh, Burrow Strike. Goodbye, Rubik. Thought he had some confidence. The double buybacks are now, but Aphro Ninja, he was alive for maybe 2 seconds before his dieback. This is brutal. Savage. VP.
Man. They're just playing so well. Everything makes sense that they do.
God, Ramses is it's like he's trying to bait out King R. It's just like, yeah, try and terrorize me. I can rage and fight back once more. They found the Brewmaster again. So another dieback ready to go. And Laguna Blade, Gyrocopter down nice and low too. The Familiar's been problematic, but these attacks flying in from no one. Okay, Ramses is too fast. Pasha blinks forward. It's really over. Your protection is there from the Aeon Disc, but the protection is gone. Resolution can farm up some trees with Flat Cannon, but there's no way he's killing heroes. In fact, the heroes are killing him. BKB, he'll break free, and you know it. VP diving under the fountain. They want this kill. Ramses throws away his life, and so will Pasha. They're both dead for 100 seconds without buyback. They don't have Megas. They haven't taken the top lane of Rax just yet. So Effect, what the hell are they going to do? They know Ramses can win this game for him. He's already BT back to the front lines. He's going to deal with what they were meant to do before, which is take the lane of Rax.
Good luck, Gold. Good luck, FM from Solo. He's just going to watch.
There's your Burrow Strike. They found their target. Resolution with the follow-up stuns. Heavy Laguna hits. No one's getting the Bloodstone charges up with every single one of these kills. Or maybe they can kill off Roger. Mega Creeps are up. Roger will go down.
And Roche is up.
That is true. And maybe with the Orchid, they look towards no one. They did no damage, so no one could just blink away to safety. King R, however, is going to stay on him. There's your Cursed Crown. No one. Your Scepter's available. So is the Silver Edge. Up and towards the air. King R. Yeah, you can bramble. No one. Oh, he's so quick. It's like Michael Flatley right now. Lord of the Bramble.
These guys are robots, man.
So you actually say VP was
like
replaced
watching,
by that bot that destroyed Dendy?
It's like watching an algorithm that comes from 100 years in the future, where they actually make the decisions right too, not just how to last it.
It was crazy how many buybacks were used during that fight, that last engagement. It was 8 in total. The only ones who didn't were the Doom and the Lina. Speaking of Lina, having a little bit of fun with Resolution.
So fast, just uses the spells to kill the rocket, back away. Just messes with them. Forces all 5 towards top, and now the Roche will be riskier.
Can they do this? Familiars are there to help land the stuns. Roshan's dying pretty quickly. Resolution Afterlife taking care of that. Aphro's in the neighborhood. Solo blinks away. No one. He's going to be visible underneath the sentry ward, so they know he's there. The defensive bramble. Roshan, it's there for effect. Who's going to get the Aegis Walls in the hands of Resolution? And then Refresher for Pasha. He just wants to doom everybody. Effect came out for the fight. Resolution will have a secondary life thanks to the Aegis, the Immortal. Problem is, he may not have a team. King R with the Terrorize. They all start running away. You know, VP don't want to do that. They want to stand, they want to fight, they want to murder, and they're doing it now to Resolo. He is gone. You can say goodbye to King R. He's been such a nuisance, but GG, well played. Mercy is finally granted to Effect as Virtus.pro remain undefeated, claiming their 6th victory at DAC.
It's just fun to watch, man. there's not really much to say. I hope more teams study the way that VP plays Dota. It's just all the little things. It's like, I just like, I don't even know what to say, man. It's fun to watch. Like, I appreciate good Dota. I feel like any fan that just loves the game, enjoys watching this. And there's a reason they won the last 2 majors. They're playing like even a new style. They're first 2ing CM for some reason. It's not the greatest hero.
Well, you know what they got to do too.
bit.
Like it's the confidence the VP just walk with. Effect and not having a good tournament by any stretch of the imagination. They're now 0-6. They're the complete opposite end of Group B. So VP are going to have fun. They're just going to go at it. They're just going to run at them, and like it's their natural ability as players. It's their natural coordination as a team that allows them to play on this level. It doesn't matter what heroes you're going to pick. Don't give away anything extra. You probably save up for the teams which you have more respect for. So yeah, Virtus.pro, fantastic victory for them. Don't think they really broke a sweat. They may have to in the main event, of course.
Maybe.
But so far, it seems to be very, 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 very good for Virtus.pro.
Almost like they need to change their name, isn't it? VP to VG. They were very good indeed in that game. Also having a plenty of fun. Let's find out from our panel members what they made of a very easy victory, but one that probably Blitz could have been ended 10 minutes or even 20 minutes before it did.
I think they were just messing around at some point. If I'm 100% honest, it looked like they were having fun. Like, no one was just kind of running in. Jack had some choice words for VP watching that series too.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. I think it was
Don't
tough,
hold back, Jack.
real tough matchup for Effect, and they made it close. They probably looked the best that they've looked in this entire tournament. Let's put it that way. I guess taking a couple Roshans, a couple team fights, but a real brawly game from start to finish. And VP just gradually grew their edge and managed to finish this one off.
What is wrong with you, Winter?
That was not what he said just
Yeah, that's not what he said.
Come
That
on,
was a very
guys.
political way.
He's being professional.
Yes.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Jack is a professional.
Jack is a professional.
Winter, give me the unprofessional view.
A lot of very weird moments,
Yeah,
controversial moments.
okay. That's not very unprofessional. I mean, look, let's just
okay.
put it all on the table, right? I'll say what you guys don't want to say. VP were messing around in this game, and you can like it or loathe it, and you can call it disrespectful or BM or call it whatever you want, but the bottom line is the guys are on fire right now. They don't need to play at top speed to win a match.
Yeah, they won. You can't fault them for that.
No.
They have dominated everybody. They get afforded some of this. Even when it looks like teams are winning against them, you're not truly winning against them.
I mean, I guess some fans will say, there's karma involved. And if you start disrespecting teams by messing around in matches, at some point it's going to bite you back. And then when you lose, you deserve to because you messed around in another game.
Hasn't happened yet, though. Not even close, actually.
Not this year.
No, not this tournament, certainly. The closest we saw was like Vici had a 6,000 gold lead, took a tier 3 at 16 minutes, and they still crush you. And this game had its moments, but I mean, was it really ever in doubt for anybody?
There's another interpretation here. It's about like giving some hope first before you take it away, because that just glimmer of hope is just that much more damaging.
That's even more rough, isn't
I mean,
it?
yeah. I mean, they say to Thunder, you know what? We'll give you the Lycan. This is Sylar's signature hero. You play so well with it, and we'll still win. They say to Effect, this mid game will make some unclean maneuvers,
And
considering the Virtus.pro, and then just just take it away from you.
they picked CM and Lina, and they won. It's like against. They're just picking whatever they feel like. They picked Monkey King against Vici. Like, it's just getting kind of. It's getting out of hand.
I
Like
feel
somebody needs
Just
to
getting a
stop
bit
that.
disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like when you're picking CM, a hero I haven't seen in like what feels like a year. Like that's when you know you're feeling it. You're like, we're this much better than every other team.
I mean, I get what you said about Lina earlier when I watched the game. Like,
Yeah, she just dies.
She feels like she doesn't do the amount of damage that she used to
Yeah.
do. Like, it's a big disparity.
Scoreboard does not make for pretty reading for Effect, unfortunately. It is the most amount of kills they've had in any of their games so far. at this particular tournament, but 54 given away to Virtus.pro as well. Some pretty stonking scores on the board. Pasha 15, 6 and 21. No one 13, 6 and 16. Ramses 14, 4 and 20. Even Solo chipping in with 7 kills of his own, as well as 29 assists in a 54-33 game. Virtus.pro are clear at the top on 6 and 0 now. It's almost impossible for them to lose that top spot. They'd have to lose their final game tomorrow, and then Evil Geniuses and Evil Geniuses and Mineski would both have to win their last 2 games to tie, and then we would have a 3-way tie.
I believe because EG plays Mineski, that then it is impossible for Virtus.pro to lose their top spot because someone's going to have 2 losses, and Virtus.pro cannot.
You are correct. So yes. So
Thank you, Jack.
That guarantees them a top 2 spot. Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Maths for Jack. So yeah, Virtus.pro are guaranteed a place in the top 2 as well. That was nice. That was good. We worked that one well. We're saved by Jack. Unfortunately, it does mean we say goodbye to Effect. Technically, say goodbye to them. They have got one more match tomorrow, of course, but they go 0 and 6. I said earlier on, I almost feel for them. I wish they could kind of grab at least 1 token win so they can go away with some sort of hope blitz, but they've got to do better than that, haven't they?
Yeah. You're at the highest level competition. This is probably the hardest tournament that we've had up to date. Everyone is in form. It's not a forgiving one at all. They showed up with the stand-in like 5 days before. It's not lending itself to like the best of circumstances. So there is a little bit of wiggle room, but I mean,
yeah,
they were a gimme win for pretty much everybody in this
tournament. And just for
so
context as well, Winter, yes, they're the worst team here. Yes, they've been beaten pretty easily in all of their games, maybe bar 1, which they possibly could have squeaked out a win. They might go home at 0 and 7. But even though they're the worst team at the major, they're still a great team. You know, we should keep that in the context. They're in the top 25 in the world right now, so still great players.
Yeah, and like I mentioned yesterday, it's more important for a team like this to, to learn, what they take away from the tournament. Did they actually find out something about themselves, how they should play, and why not learn from Rezo as well, because he was the stand-in.
Yeah, I mean, they should, in theory, Jack, be able to glean something from him, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's an ongoing process always, even if you're a top team, right? Because the game always evolves. You have to stay a step ahead. I think for the rest of their time, at least, I don't know if they would do that with the stand-in, but I think you try to get as much practice and scrimmages in as you can. You are in China, you are in Shanghai, so you can find a lot of teams, a lot of these deep tier 1.5, tier 2 Chinese teams to practice against, and get that in if you want, if you're able to. So just take advantage of that time to, keep learning and keep getting better.
All right, good stuff. Time to move on. Our next match features 2 teams at either end of the table right now, although Secret slipped up a little bit earlier on. They're currently at 3 and 2, so they need the win to move to 4 and 2 and guarantee themselves a place in the playoffs. A shot at the top 2 seems out of reach for them.